What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be looking at Mangala, the centre back, the new SBC from today. He has got himself an 88 upgrade, so he has come in from a whopping 74 silver. And honestly, this card looks really nice. Great French centre back, obviously in La Liga as well. It's decent. We can get a FUT birthday Hermoso and a FUT birthday Mangala next to each other. He has got obviously a 5-star weak foot and a 3-star skill move compared to his 2-star skill move and a 4-star weak foot. And it's a big upgrade. We obviously will be whacking Shadow on him, which will give him 90 pace and 94 defending, which is decent. He's now an 88. It's a huge upgrade from him. Obviously left-footed 6'2" with a high defensive medium attacking work rates. Obviously trait-wise we've got power header as always. Physical-wise is fantastic. Great composure. Agility balance is nice. Reactions are good. Passing's good. The card looks solid. The only thing that I'm just not quite amazed by is the acceleration. 75 goes up to 85. It's not terrible, but I mean as in, it definitely could have been higher. I don't understand why we can get 84 sprint speed, but not a big boost on his acceleration as well. It may tie in with, obviously, the FIFA card that he's trying to represent, but it would have been nice to have that as well. But everything about him looks fantastic. We are going to whack him in a team and just check him out, basically. Board from the Mangala pack, though, just to quickly add this in here. Obviously, this is going to be great work. Is it tag? Kuna, we'll take it. Another fodder to whack into the club. We are pretty stocked at the moment, so hopefully we do get an icon at some point. We had a cheeky 83 and a few nice players. So we have got him in the team. Let's just whack a cheeky little shadow on him, just to make sure that we are looking at some decent stats. Went and put just one perfectly as well. 2.5k they've dropped down to on the Xbox. Very interesting to know, just to know that they do go back up, so I may be looking at some of them. But we have got obviously the 10 plus upgrade on the pace. His defending goes to 93 interceptions and heading accuracy, 91 defensive awareness, 98 stand and 99 slide. I think it's a much better option than going with the anchor, just because obviously he's already got 93 strength and aggression. Yes, the stamina doesn't go up, and then the jumping only goes, well, I say only, it goes to 97, which again, he's already what, 6'2", so he's a big player. And you obviously get the 5 downgrade, so it's only a +5 rather than a +10 on the pace. With the shadow and the anchor, both of the chemistry styles takes him to a 93 rated player, so already pretty interesting. Let's jump straight into him, see what Mangala can do. To Mangala, it's going to be hard to try and find kind of like where you can get the defensive clips from, because if they don't attack you, obviously you can't get them. So we will be trying to kind of like add a bit of pressure to ourselves. We will not try and obviously not win the match, as we always like to win, but in terms of kind of like making sure Mangala's doing well, we're going to just let him kind of put the pressure on as well, and it can kind of help our defensive duties. That's a cracking ball, literally. Like I say, once you put the pressure on, it can be tough. Mangala with a 1-2 to Roberto Carlos. Oh, it's a beautiful ball. It's one thing as well you got to remember with Mangala, he's got cracking stats throughout, to be honest. That's a lovely ball. But he's got cracking stats throughout. It seems every sort of defensive stat you need, from the dribbling, agility, to the passing, to the defending, through the physical. All of it screams a very good centre-back. So it is a big upgrade, and I'm a big fan of them choosing kind of just random players from obviously the previous FIFAs. So that for me is a really nice touch. Like I say, Vidal is kind of like your more end-game total. It's a great block from Mangala. Vidal is more of your kind of end game, completely beautiful player, and obviously that kind of shows with how much he's coming in at. But by no means, I don't think any of these SBCs have been, even if you could kind of guess, massively overpriced. I feel like they're just literally pricey for some very good players. One of the best ones so far for me has got to be that Palacio. He is an absolute unit going forward. His agility is just absolutely fantastic, and we haven't really had too many SBCs like that, so it's kind of an interesting one. And Mangala, definitely, he looks like a solid player. He's got the stats, he's got the upgrade, a +14, which is huge for them. I don't think they've ever done a +14 outside of Team of the Season. They may have done it for, in fact, they may have done it for future stars, if I'm correct. I know Reina, or Reyes, however you want to pronounce his name, from Dortmund could have been a bigger upgrade, but in terms of the stats, it's a very nice upgrade, and I'm a big fan of kind of utilizing players that pull on the heartstrings a little bit. We've all played it, or most of us have played it from FIFA 09, and seeing all these players now is absolutely crazy to bring back their memories. All I'm waiting for is like an Elakobi or something like that as Palacio scores. Or who else? We've got Emenike, that's who it was. It wasn't Elakobi. That was the Wolves player that was basically, well, Traore's Elakobi basically. But Emenike, if we managed to get a card like that, honestly, it'd be absolutely cracked. But I believe he probably doesn't play football anymore. Mangala comes in with a tackle so far. His standing tackle has been an absolute beaut, so no complaints there in terms of his defensive ability. I feel like strength-wise, he's going to be fantastic. It's going to be more kind of like, I want to see what his agility sort of stuff, his kind of movement when dealing with someone who is a little bit faster. At the moment, the acceleration, I can see the kind of lack of. His sprint speed, once he gets going, is quite nice, which we knew. It is literally just that acceleration that I don't understand why they didn't upgrade that as well. With everything else going so high up there, I know they don't necessarily have to make everything higher, but it seems like they've literally done everything bar from one stat. Mangala's watching the pressure off Kaka. This is where I'm interested in him. How does he turn? How is he good at marking two players at once, making their movements? He seems okay. Like I say, it is literally, I think, just the acceleration that lets this card down. Other than that, I'm feeling like he's a very good unit of a card. Obviously, being French in La Liga, it's got a great link to Varane, to Mendy. So you've got lovely links around him. Even if it was just France and it was in a minor league, it's still a very easily linkable card. And obviously you've got another foot birthday, you could link him to Hermoso. I don't know if Valencia have any notable players that you'd want to link him with, but we can have a look at that in the overall. We'll have a look at the generations, have a look at kind of like who you could link him with in the league and out the league, just to kind of give you a perspective of where this card is coming in at. And I think he's coming in at, I've not even said the price yet, we will leave this match a second, 220k. So it's what, an 83 rated team with 1 in form, and an 85 team I think it is with 1 in form also. So the informs is what's really going to make this price rock. But obviously I think it's relatively decent priced with all of the upgrade packs and obviously the weight of the 81 pluses. Mangala into Ronaldo. It's going to go for the finesse, and the left foot is not great. Mangala, oh, poor pass. Should have took a touch, definitely. Trying the one pass kind of merchant with him. See if he's got that kind of composure on him. His stats on passing wise, what we're looking at, 85, 82 short long. It's not great, but I mean, as in it should be able to do. Obviously the ball control and dribbling, not a massive fan of, but again, how many times are you really going to dribble with this card? Mangala with a ball over to Lam. Start the attack, see where we can go with it. Oh, Palacio. Honestly, the guy is fantastic. Mangala watching Kaka. We've got a nice little dribble on him. What can we look at the standing? Just got to watch that turn. Sliding's lovely. Like I say, the strength-wise of him, I feel like he's going to be quite a unit and really hard to kind of break down in terms of strength, as that's what I kind of associate with him. And obviously with the 93 strength and aggression, I'm expecting that to be kind of like his real selling point with this card. His tackling should be good, but his strength should really carry him through. Mangala dealing with that again. Solid so far, literally not made too much mistakes yet. Apart from the first goal, maybe I should have kind of been more worried about him shooting, but we managed to take the lead again. Mangala's not really put a foot wrong, done his movement, his work rates seem to be working quite well. Obviously the high defensive is nice, so that is a perfect work rate for him really. And obviously he doesn't venture forward as pretty much most defenders. If they've got a high defensive, even a medium or high attack, and I don't really notice them pushing forward, as you don't really have that in this formation. Mangala stepping in, watching Texarian. That's a cracking ball, but the keeper's going to deal with it so far. Get the ball into Mangala whilst we're going with it. Let's get a little bit of a stride. You can see straight away that the kind of acceleration from him is it's not there. Like it's just takes him that little bit longer to kind of get used to it. Obviously ball control never going to be his forte, which we can kind of all respect. Cannavaro and Mangala doing work together. Mangala coming in. Oh, we missed the tackle. I thought he might have outstretched his leg just a little bit for me. Mangala's not going to stand for any of that. It's a lovely block in his skill move. Mangala's going to watch the middle. He's going to come back. I can see that a mile off. Mangala's not moved over enough. Mangala watching the run. Oh, God, I've screwed that up with him. Cannavara's going to have to bail him out. And this is where potentially having that better accelerated defender might actually come up trumps in terms of partnership with him. Just to make sure if ever there is like any doubt in kind of getting the attacking or getting the attacker, obviously then you've got someone who's just a little bit faster to really make sure that they can kind of catch up and not let him sprint away with ease. So going into the overall for Mangala, like I said, if we do look at the SBC 220, 227 and 267 on the PC, we have got the SBC coming in with one Porto player, an 83 rated team, 75 chem and 83 rated squad. It's relatively simple. We will go with one of these just to kind of show you what we're looking at. Grimaldo, obviously links to Rafa, good links there in terms of fodder. You've obviously then got a few Portuguese players who are quite cheap. Personally, I didn't even think about these because obviously if we look at the Porto player, which is going to be this guy, a lot cheaper than going with the Corona, 84 rated. He's about 11k, which obviously is great for the SBC, but it's kind of a bit of an overkill if you've not got everybody. Say if you're buying like this whole team, I would be looking at like the 82 if anything, rather than going for that 10k, because you can practically go get a couple of 84s for that price. So that is the first SBC for him. It is relatively simple. Shouldn't cost you a hell of a lot. Let's just leave this so we can get back into the next one. And then obviously we've got the 85, one in form with 70 chem. So it is literally down to whatever you want. You can do what this guy's done and whack in a couple of really high rated players and then make sure that it's really low on this side of it, or you can spread them out. It all depends on your club. For me, I would just have a look in your club, see what you can kind of give up. I personally have quite a lot of high rated. I have Oblak, I have Bernardo Silva, I have Alisson at the moment. I didn't particularly want to be giving up them high rateds because we have player picks that could give us a lot of the 84, 5 and 6s back, whereas if we go with the big boys, we're kind of hoping that we're going to get them again, whereas the 86, 5 and 4s, they're going to be quite common to get. So I've personally went with a kind of more balanced squad, if anything. So it is just kind of like preference on what's in your club, but I would with these try and get them done for as little as possible, because literally I think I bought one in form because I needed a higher rated in form and one Porto player. So literally in total I probably spent 20 to 25k. And I probably could have got that even cheaper if I just went and did some more player picks or a little bit more grinding. But to get the review out, 20k for a 220k player, another foot birthday in the club. We literally just got Hermoso yesterday, so we've got two centre backs now. I'm very happy with him. He's got all round great stats. Obviously the pace is nice, acceleration, you can notice that little bit of a slow starter, but again, partnering with someone with fast acceleration and you should be able to counteract that quite well. Passing wise, it's about average. I think it's decent enough. It's not really something kind of like too fancy, but definitely good enough to be in that partnership. Agility balance, fantastic. Reactions, brilliant. Ball control, again, when are you really going to be on the ball with him? You're going to be trying to pass it out to your fullbacks or to your wingers or your CDM. So that one really doesn't matter too much. And the composure is absolutely brilliant. Stamina wise, again, 81 for a centre back is more than fine. Great strength and aggression, 87 jumping at 6'2", absolutely fine. And then the defensive stats are brilliant throughout. He is a 93 rated on the overall with a shadow. I'd highly recommend that, and I think he genuinely is just quite a nice card. In terms of generations then, we have got him way back then, so I think the version that they're going for is FIFA 13. Yeah, it is, because I can see the SBC. So obviously we are looking at this card. I want to say I reviewed this card as well way back in the day. If you check the channel out, I'm pretty sure I did, or at least I had this card at the very minimum, because I'm pretty sure I built like a full French team. You can check that out if you want. I'm gonna have a look as well, just out of curiosity. But we've never really seen him kind of hit massively over the 80 rated. I think 82 is his kind of highest rated card we've seen other than this one. So I completely love the fact that they are doing this. It's brilliant to see some of these old cards back in the game. Obviously power header as his trait. And in terms of links, Valencia have Gaia, Was, Guardes, Yeah, Paulista, a couple of players, like you could probably get away with Gaia and Was, and to be fair, same as Guardes. Them three, I reckon you could fit into the team together, but again, they're not really fitting with a centre-back unless you bring them further down for them links. But the main thing that he's got is the French link. That is going to be a fantastic link that you can use. Right back wise, you've got Malcoit, Sambia, Mukiele, you've got left backs, you've got Mendy, obviously a cracking link, Fio, Digne, another Hernandez, Kazawa, plenty of links going around. And then finally, as a centre back, we've got plenty of icons. Varane being probably the most popular. You've got this guy, can never pronounce his name, Upamecano, Fofana as a free player, plenty of players to link with, and obviously in CDM, Conte, Camavinga, Pogba. There's just loads. A French link is just absolute gold dust. It's brilliant to have in any of these players, and I think he's well worth it. For 220k, you can get that done relatively cheap, even with kind of like the player picks, which they should be coming in, 10k at the moment. You could probably get that for 9k at the very minimum. So if you look at 9k, so you're practically saying, is it 9k? Yeah. So if you're looking at 9, say if you say 10k just to make it easy, you're looking at 20 player picks. You've got it. Is that 20? Am I getting this wrong? Let me just figure this out. I'm pretty sure I'm bang on with that, but 20 times 10, yeah, 200k. So you can get 20 done for the whole of the SBC, which you could get bigger fodder for. I personally would just look in your club to start with, and then see if it's worth getting any more upgraded player picks, just to see if you can kind of make it even cheaper in terms of just packing the players instead. But overall, I think he's wonderful. It's a nice centre back. It's easy to craft, easy to get, and overall he's quite a good centre back, to be honest with you. Other than that, he is coming in at an overall, I'm gonna say, just because of the acceleration. With what was the other issue with him? And I think it was, I don't know what the other issue was. I think it is literally just the acceleration. I can't remember what it was. I think that is literally the big fall for him. Other than that, he is fantastic. So I'm going to give him a solid 9.4 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe. And let me know if you're going to do Mangala yourself. Right. Peace.